it changed my life in the way that I did not have to go through that tragedy by myself.
Wow.
Everybody in the world was following my story. They wanted to know about Andy. To this day, I mean, that picture was on the cover of almost every newspaper in the world at the time within 2 days. But that, you know, the way they framed it, New York's tragic face, I think just that story, forget me, but it was a young, fresh-faced, 26-year-old girl, you know, in a moment of like, please help me find this person at Bellevue Hospital, you know, where I was just like, what do I do? You know, it was a terrible moment caught on camera, but again, I feel so honored to be part of that time with such an iconic photo, because it helped me to this day where people still try and get in touch with me and find out how I turned out, you know, what happened with Andy. So it to me, it's so important that people don't forget him. And whether or not they like me, my story, anything about me, when I talk about it, it's to remember him and who he was and what he went through.
I love you talking about how it kind of helped you not grieve alone and by yourself, because it's a very hard thing when you're in something of adversity or pain. Your almost instinct is a lot of time to kind of recoil from people and stuff.
To isolate.
Isolate, yeah. Has that practice and kind of gone into other instances of your life? Like, are you now, when something happens, you're like, no, it will be better if I talk to someone about it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I definitely know that, first of all, that was a totally different type of scenario, right? But also, I didn't want to fall into this grief and trauma that it was only affecting me. It happened to all sorts of other people, families, mothers, children, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, whatever, you know? So to know that other people were going through that exact same thing, not knowing what happened to someone, was a terrible thing. My situation was only different in the way that I lost my future. I lost somebody who I didn't get to spend the rest of my life with, but I was honored that he spent the rest of his life with me. And the fact that he proposed to me before it happened, you know, changed my life, because I knew that he chose me. He chose to love me. I had no questions about, you know, who he loved. You know, I knew that he knew how much I loved him.